Red Pill disclaimer. Welcome to Gawdzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are Gawdzell's alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the Matrix for what it truly is?
Yo, what's good, y'all? I hope you guys are having a chill day. We do have a good lineup for today, so you guys stay tuned. Let's get right into it.
Check out what this hacker made.
What does this look like to you?
It's a thumb drive.
It's not a thumb drive. So if I open this up, there we go. Inside of this is, you see the SD card in there?
Yeah.
So when this is plugged into a computer, the computer believes that it is a keyboard. So when I plug this into any computer, doesn't matter if it's Mac, Linux, Windows, it's gonna not think this is a flash drive, and it's gonna start firing off keystrokes at superhuman speeds. So I have a payload configured on here that will automatically install malware on your computer and dump all the passwords out of your browser, installs the malware so that I can access your computer later, and then I unplug it from your computer, I walk away, and I'm done. But, you know, if I leave one of these on the ground outside of your office, or I just leave one in the bathroom, you might think, oh, what's on that flash drive? And then before you have a chance to even pull it out, a payload got executed on your computer.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Check out what this
that's
hacker
actually
made.
crazy.
What does this look like to you?
What? That's crazy. What?
It's happening, y'all. And
What's
no
happening?
one can stop it. This is a step in the right direction if you ask me. A big W. So I need y'all to drop some W's in the comments.
Take your fake lab-grown meat elsewhere. We're not doing that in the state of Florida. That's the message behind the bill Governor DeSantis signed Wednesday. It takes aim at meat grown by scientists in a lab, making it a crime to manufacture or sell cultivated meat in Florida. What they want to say is this is the same as raising cattle and doing it naturally, then there's no reason that you have this industry. So it is designed to represent a threat to agriculture as we know it.
Now, all we need is all these other governors, states, to follow suit. It's not hard. It's right and there's a wrong. We all know that lab-grown meat cannot replace the real thing. Come on now. I don't like you, but for this situation, I fucks with you, my boy. So like I said, if y'all fuck with this, make sure y'all show some love in the comment section for this man. Piss some W's, because that's a big W. And like I said, let's hope for all the other states to follow suit. It's a big shakeup coming.
Nah, definitely. It's definitely a big shakeup.
It's happening, y'all.
This is crazy, man. All right. The fact that they even got that, like, that's insane.
Yo, I'm in here helping my mother clean her room. And tell me why my father got some many wheat drawers and some cornflake drawers. I thought he was that nigga. Timu the goofy looking ass.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he say Timu? Wow. That's how you feeling, huh? What?
I thought he was that nigga.
This information that he had, which allowed for a car to run out of the ambient energy, was in documents confiscated by the FBI. And I have a Department of Defense document demanding that the FBI turn these over to the DOD. The FBI refused. At any rate, science continues because the laws of the universe are in fact universal, and they can be discovered here or around Alpha Centauri or any place else in the cosmos. By 1928 and 29, T. Townsend Brown as well as the Kowalski-Frost experiment in physics in Germany, had determined that VHV, very high voltage systems, done in a certain resonant field could result in so-called electromagnetic-gravitic effect, the lifter effect that has been described, which you see in UFOs. They also can create what's called a space-time bubble around an object so that you can correct for 1G. This is how these objects are traveling at multiples of what any aerodynamic physics would describe, and can make right-hand turns without killing the occupants. Around this same time, there was, in the 1940s and the late 1930s, a number of UFO sightings. This included the so-called Foo Fighters. Yes, it's a famous rock group. However, the Foo Fighters took their name from the reports of these objects seen in the theater of World War II that were flying around our aircraft. We thought it was a secret weapon of the Nazis. The Nazis thought it was a secret weapon of ours. There was Jimmy Doolittle, the famous general. His nephew is a dear friend of mine, and he has testified that General Doolittle was sent by FDR over to the European theater in World War II, investigated the Foo Fighters, and came back and told Roosevelt, and I quote, "They are interplanetary vehicles." So by then, there began a classified program, and which was augmented further by events, as mentioned, in 1941, and then, of course, the famous Roswell event. Those events led to, as Philip Corso describes, a reverse engineering program. As you all know from the famous Wilbur Smith document of 1951 from Canada, it talks about that flying saucers exist, but there's a high-level team headed up by Dr. Vannevar Bush that is studying the, quote, modus operandi of these vehicles. These were the most brilliant scientists, Edward Teller, Oppenheimer, and others, Herman Oberth, amongst others, who were in this team studying how extraterrestrial vehicles move. In October of 1954, a key date I want the committee to remember, we have actionable intelligence from someone who has worked in the National Security Agency and has been in the vault. All of this went deep black because they figured out, at that point, gravity control. So since 1954, October of that year, we have not needed rockets, jets, internal combustion engines, and surface roadways between cities. I say this with authority that this is the case. Eventually, these breakthroughs in human discovery were complemented by the study of the extraterrestrial material that were retrieved from these events. And contrary to most people's thoughts, the Roswell event was actually a downing of an extraterrestrial vehicle by an electromagnetic system that was hidden in a radar dome that was switched on, and this is in an FBI document that I can provide for the committee and is on the flash drive given to the Congress. The result ultimately was that there were transdimensional physics that began to be studied that deal with the nexus between electromagnetism, energy generation, anti-gravity, and consciousness. And we have discovered that there is a nexus and that, in fact, there are electromagnetic systems that have been developed that can interface directly with what we call coherent thought, the same way that you can interface with a system with lasers, which is coherent light, where you sync up all the wavelengths. Ultimately, these breakthroughs were paralleled with amazing developments in the biological sciences and the experimentation with cloning. And this began many years earlier than was reported from Dolly the sheep in Scotland. This goes a little beyond, I think, what this committee wants to look into. However, you need to understand that the technologies that we have, and we were discussing, are not theoretical. We have actionable intelligence that any committee in Congress or executive action can find regarding current operations. And I just want to go through a list of them very quickly of these facilities and corporations for which we have witnesses who can be subpoenaed by the committees of the Congress. This was developed at the request of Congressman Christopher Cox of Orange County, with whom I met, and was later further developed for the briefing that we put together for President Obama. These facilities are the Edwards Air Force Base and subsections where on at the dry lake bed where the Lockheed Skunk Works operations, Haystack Butte, China Lakes, George Air Force Base, and the closed Norton Air Force Base, where an anti-gravity device, so-called alien reproduction vehicle, for which we have the schematics, was seen by Frank Carlucci and others on our witness team. Tabletop Mountain and Blackjack Control. The aerospace facilities there are the Northrop Anthill Facility, Tejon Ranch, the McDonnell Douglas Llano Plant, Lockheed Martin Hellendale Plant, and the Phillips Lab. At the Nellis Air Force Facility, so-called Area 51, no one calls it that. There's S4 and S12, Pahut Mesa, Groom Lake, and a number of sub-facilities. The most important facility is in Utah, near Provo, the Dugway Proving Grounds, all of which is underground, and the airspace above it is classified. There are no roads into this facility. The New Mexico facilities include Los Alamos National Labs with underground connectors to the so-called Dulce area where the biological work is being done, and Kirtland Air Force Base. And the complex there includes Sandia National Laboratories, Phillips Labs, Manzano Mountain Weapons Storage Facility, Coyote Canyon, and the White Sands Complex. In Arizona, near Fort Huachuca, which is Army Intelligence Headquarters, there is a UGB underground base where one of our witnesses, who will testify, worked on 9 separate extraterrestrial vehicles that had been down through advanced electromagnetic pulse weapons, and there are several different species of extraterrestrial biologicals stored at that facility. The other facilities, and this goes on, include the a special compartmented area of Cheyenne Mountain, where we have witnesses in our team who can be subpoenaed, where we have tracked extraterrestrial vehicles in our solar system that were measuring 26 miles in diameter. There are also facilities in Australia, a key one being Pine Gap, the so-called Alice Springs facility, which is mostly a U.S. Air Force facility, even though it is in Australia. I recently talked to the Deputy Prime Minister of Australia about this. Also the Redstone Arsenal and the Marshall Space Flight Center. We have a scientist at the Redstone Arsenal who works under contract for IT&T, who have developed these transdimensional systems. He was under contract with my project to bring these energy devices out, and he was then threatened by a former CIA director and what I call the goon squad that went down there 3 years ago in March. This is just part of the information we have, and this information is on the flash drive given, then that you're all welcome to review. Thank you.
No. How do we know that he got the right information though? Like, you know, that is interesting, man. They hide a lot of stuff from us that we should know about, right? So much stuff we don't know about, and they just hide it from us, man. But eventually, we gonna get to the root of all this. We're gonna get to the root of all of it. This might be the clearest view of the sun humanity has ever seen. Let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, dang. Wow. That's crazy. Y'all see that? Wow. That's pretty cool.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Really? Let's get into this. I found it real strange. If you take Santa and rearrange it, you get Satan. Coincidence? Nah. By the way, we have a lot of freaks out here in the world, so please stop letting your children sit on these strange men's laps. They don't even know these people. All right, let's get back to the spiritual meaning behind Christmas. Do you really understand what it means? Do you know what these lights represent on the tree? Those lights represent our chakras. They are trying to tell us that they stole our light. And the boxes that's under the Christmas tree represents Pandora box. The guys came to Pandora and gave her a box and told her don't open it. But when she opened it, a bunch of evil spirits came out. When the spirits came out, they actually possessed her physical body. That's how Christmas, we get a lot of gifts. We call it possessions. Spiritual possessions, physical possessions. Think about it. The reason why they use the pine tree is because it's connected to our pineal gland. This is the reason why the Pope walk around with a staff with a pine on it. Truth In plain sight. The pine staff the Pope is holding is connected to our pineal gland. They're trying to tell us that they control our reality. These are the false lights that keep us in the material world. And these are the spiritual lights that connect us to the spiritual world. So every time we celebrate these holidays, Satan and Santa is laughing at you because they're the same person. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Really? Let's get into this. I found it real strange if you take...
And I promise you, somebody need to hear this. If you are late, be late. Sometimes there is divine intervention happening all in your damn life and you don't even realize how. You could be so pressed to get where you need to go and end up here. You could be so pressed to get where you need to go that, I mean, so much more can happen. But what I need you to understand is if you are not okay, nothing you're going to do is getting done. Nobody you're going to see is going to be seen. And you just need to slow down. There's a reason that you are late. Even if it's late to a job, just be late for the day, okay? You can't do shit about it. You cannot turn back the hands of time. Just be late. The reason why I'm making this video is I was just at QT. Wow. When I looked up, I'm noticing that there are a group of people standing around, but I'm not seeing what's happening. Well, then I look up and then I see the blue lights. Imagine a QT sign and a car smashed directly into, I mean smashed, paper thin smashed. I don't know where this person was on the way to. It was a one-person accident, but they didn't make it.
No.
So, I urge you guys, if you are late, it's okay. Just be late. And if they talking about firing you for being late, find another job. But at least you'll have the opportunity to do that. And I promise you, somebody need to hear this. If you are late...
Nah, that's true. If you are late, just be late. Because it is not worth it. Because them jobs, they do not care, man. They really don't.
I don't know who need to hear this, but why the fuck you keep ignoring your own intuition, fam? That's your God-given gift. Hold on, family. Let me talk to you real quick. You know that feeling that you get in your stomach? It's like, damn, this shit don't feel right. Yeah, that feeling can save your life, but you gotta learn how to listen to it. And the real reason why you don't listen to it is because you haven't learned how to trust yourself. Trusting yourself ain't easy. It's a process, especially when you have a hard time trusting others. If others have hurt the trust that you've given them, most likely they made it hard for you to even trust yourself, because that's what I like to call trust issues. You did? Because fun fact, if you start opening up and rebuilding that connection and that relation back to your body, yourself, and your mind, you're going to heal that and change that by yourself. That's the only way you're going to let God up inside.
But hey fam, you don't have to keep looking for love in all the wrong places. You can learn to love yourself too. That's why I made this journal that's going to help you. All you have to do is comment one love and I'll send it straight to your DMs. You already know it.
Come on, wake your old ass up. Let's go back real quick. You remember this? Huh? You remember that? Oh my God. Oh shit. Do you? Yeah. It's starting to hit now, ain't it, bitch? Yeah, you remember that motherfucker? Oh, wee. Let's go. Yeah, you remember it? Yeah. The new kids don't play that. Yeah. I bet you.
Nah. How many of y'all just singing the fan? You don't know how the fan will be going and you try to sing in it? Oh man, I did that. I just do that.
Oh shit. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah. It's getting bad. I can't breathe. I'm hurting. It's hurting. We need to go back. Fuck. Bring it back. Bring it all back. I don't know who the fuck had that, but I remember that damn. Damn. Hey. Ain't nobody got no time machine yet? Huh?
Nope.
Come on, wake your old ass up. Let's go back real quick.
That's crazy, man. How time changes so fast.
We're talking about the indigo children, and I've told you guys that I'm an indigo. Some of you are indigo. We're part of this. You would say it's a literal race, because all the races that come out of the blue flame, that's where the indigos are coming from, the blue flame. This is part of our drama, even from the high levels, not just our level, not just our understanding, but a greater level, a greater energy, a greater connection. That indigos are part human, they're part extraterrestrial. So they're, you would say, hybrids, but a positive hybrids, because we represent the law of one. You talk about indigo children, it's definitely a spiritual topic. It's a spiritual war. And you specifically, indigo holy ones, are representing light. You're representing the law of one. There's families of indigos in a specific gene pool. We are coming from this people. Even the Christ, you would say Jesus, Jeshua, we call him, is one that came from these people. And you would say this is coming through the line of King Solomon, but not from the same information, okay, from the Bible, and no disrespect to any religion. We love all, we don't judge. That's actually what law of one is, no judgment. Instead, unity is uniting, having love, man, being in a love experience.
Look closely. What you're seeing is more than just a group of ants. This is a reflection of something much greater. A reminder of when individuals unite for a common purpose. Alone, this task is impossible. The weight is too great and the path is too complex. A single ant, no matter how determined, could never overcome these obstacles. But together, they transform the impossible into a reality. These ants seem to understand something human beings have forgotten: the power of unity. Think about it. These ants, without words or world leaders or without politics, they still know how to come together and unite. Each ant plays a role. Some lead, some support. The major key here is they don't compete, they collaborate. If ants can teach us anything, it's this. When we unite, there is no limit to what we can achieve. This lesson is simple but profound. It's time for humanity to rise together.
That's real. That's crazy. Ants, hey, if they can do it, we can do it.
Did you know that Christmas and all of its traditions may have just come from very trippy psychedelic origins? Now, this mushroom is the Amanita muscaria, which often grows under the birch tree or the Christmas tree. And these are very powerful psychedelic mushrooms. Now, here's where it gets rather interesting. Siberian shamans that were dressed in red and white would pick these mushrooms and deliver them to villages during the winter solstice. Now, during the winter solstice, the entryways of these yurts or homes would be buried in snow, so the shamans would actually deliver the mushrooms down the chimney. And before delivering these mushrooms, the shamans would also hang them in the tree to dry, just like we hang our Christmas ornaments. Now, these red and white Amanita muscaria that grow under the birch tree are very similar to the red and white presents that we put under our Christmas tree. Now, what's also interesting is reindeer in these areas also consume the Amanita muscaria. And it is said that the people that consumed these mushrooms may have hallucinated these reindeer flying, giving us these traditions. It's also said that the elves might have been the spirits encountered by the shamans during these mushroom journeys. And many people across the world have had encounters with elves during psychedelic experiences. So do you think it's possible that our Christmas traditions may have actually stemmed from psychedelic experiences back in the day? Because I certainly do. But let us know what you think about this in the comments down below, and make sure to like, share, and follow for more.
Santa is Satan. So this is Santa with the reindeers, and this is the god Saturn, also known as Saturno. The Roman god Santa is always depicted with a long grey beard, holding a scythe in his hand because he's the god of harvesting and time. In ancient Rome, they celebrated something called Saturnalia, a festival dedicated to the god Saturn. And this took place in December, just like Christmas. The summer times governed by the sun, the winter times governed by Saturn. Summer is life, the winter is death. December and winter is when the most deaths occur. So many people die in December. This is when Saturn harvests the souls. Christmas is actually Saturnalia, which is a celebration of death. Don't you think it's weird how we celebrate the winter death instead of having a celebration in the summer life? Symbolism literally doesn't lie. The word Saturn is Satan. Now, of course, Saturn is not a real human with a long beard. This is all symbol. Santa is Satan. So this is Santa with the
Are you feeling shit? If you're feeling shit, that's your body telling you that you're either depressed or you're identifying with being depressed, bored, frustrated, sad, angry. All these feelings, you're not rich enough, you think you've got something in the way of success. This is the lie you're telling yourself. This is not you, they're not the real you. The real you is fucking alive, his soul is connected to all things, is love, is passion, is excitement. It could be rest, whatever it is, it's the real you. And if you're not identifying with that right now, you're identifying with being depressed or bored or angry, that is not the real you. This is the message. It's not the real you. The real you is happy and here, and it connects to what I'm saying now. And that is all you have to do. All the other stories are bullshit. Just connect to the fucking real you, man. This is it. This is the true you. I love that side of you, and you love that side of you too. The not you self, let it go. It's a sign. The depression, the anger, the yang. Yes.
No, that's real though. I ain't gonna lie. Real, because the real you, your higher self, they don't want to be depressed. That's how you know depression not even real. Like, I mean, depression, I would definitely say depression, it definitely can be real, but your higher self don't want to feel that emotion, you know?
You ever wonder why they always show this fake image of Jesus pointing at his heart? It's a real deep, dark meaning behind all of this, and I'm about to break it down to you. This image is connected to all the orbs we are seeing in the sky. By the way, did you know that our heart is really an orb? What if I told you these orbs are coming back to save us because we are locked away in the Matrix? So when this man point at his heart, he's trying to tell us something. Same reason why our heart is inside of the rib cage, because our heart is locked away. We are all doing time in the Matrix because we forgot how to love. Once your heart become heavy, it weighs you down. Before we had a physical body, we was orbs. So when you see these orbs doing all kind of magical things up in the sky, they are trying to tell us, y'all forgot who y'all were. We are really orbs. That's why they keep saying TikTok is about to shut down. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The Matrix is falling and their time is up. These orbs are coming back to save us or release our heart from the rib cage so we can be free again. You ever seen an animal that's locked away in the cage forever and then they finally open up the cage and he don't want to leave? That's us. These orbs, not our enemy. They came back to save our heart or to save this planet. Look at the word earth and look at the word heart. It's the same thing. This planet is about to have a rebirth. You ever wonder why they always show this fake image of Jesus pointing at his heart? It's a real deep, dark meaning behind all of this, and I'm about to break it down to you. This image is connected to...
Quick thought. Anybody that's using the bathroom and dry wiping with toilet paper, at this stage in your life, that's just crazy. Toilet paper is insane. It's dry. So when you get through using the bathroom and you wipe, think about what you're doing. Babies, we use wet wipes for babies. We don't dry wipe them babies. You know why? We know we're gonna smear it. So as an adult, what makes us think that's a good idea just because it's been passed down from generation to generation? Just because you do a thing, or everybody else do a thing, that don't mean it's a good thing or a smart thing to do. It's a bad habit to dry wipe. It's nasty. Get some wet wipes. Flushable, non-flushables. It doesn't matter. Quick thought.
You're not lying though. You definitely gotta get some baby wipes.
Did you know this about corn?
What about corn? Corn is the worst thing you can ever eat in your life. Stay away from corn. Corn is impossible to break down. That's why when you eat corn whole, it comes out. Corn is a gnarly grain. You do not want to put corn inside of you. Corn actually have a lectin inside of it called zion. And zion is hard to break down. Zion will actually penetrate the blood and brain barrier. It will go into your brain. It will connect itself to opioid-like receptors, and it will stimulate your appetite and hormones. Corn actually causes schizophrenic, just like gluten do. Corn cannot be broken down, and it tears up and it destructs the bowel walls. So stay away from corn.
Did you know this about corn?
What about corn? Corn is...
We're all trees. We're all trees. Let's put it that way. And then I also say that the fruit that we grow on our tree, it's not for you. We don't eat our own fruit. We have our fruit because we produce our fruit. We will always have fruit to produce. Your fruit is not for you. It is for others passing by, the people who are in your life for just a temporary season. And you may think like, oh, you wasted your time on that person, or, you know, you wasted your energy. It's nothing is wasted because they needed it. They needed that energy. They needed that fruit more than you did. And you produced this fruit for a reason. We're all trees. We're all trees.
I done told y'all about what Trump said when it comes to Canada. When you say it once, you can pass it off as a joke. When you say it twice, that's when it becomes, okay, is he joking? But when you do it a third time, but this time, write it, oh, you know he is not playing. Y'all take a look at what Donald Trump wrote. Y'all can pause it, rewatch it, do whatever. He trying to get the Canadian people to want this to happen. So if it's any Canadians watching this video, would y'all want to become a part of the U.S.? Or are y'all fine over there? And to the people that's in the U.S., would y'all want this to happen? Do y'all think Canada should be taken over and become part of the U.S.? I need y'all to drop y'all thoughts down below. Like I said, I don't think this one's a joke. He's serious. I done told y'all about...
So, was it Freemasons that established this, that has such a direct connection to the Kemetic?
Yes. And I've had several Masons, several white Masons, share with me that they do this. They incorporate Masonic symbols, Masonic mathematical lessons, Masonic philosophical lessons within the things that they write. The U.S. Constitution is an excellent example. They incorporate it within architectural structures such that the average person has no idea what they're seeing, but a properly trained Mason will look at that and say, ah, that's the craft in motion. And so the craft that they're talking about is a craft, is skill, is knowledge that first developed in Kemet in the Nile Valley. And any Mason, any Scottish Rite Mason, York Rite Mason, or Prince Hall Mason will tell you that the craft began in Egypt or Kemet. The craft literally began with Imhotep, who built the first building in the world, the Step Pyramid. A 2,700-year-old structure that is still standing today, that is a testimonial to the genius of African people. Yes, Imhotep is an African. Right?
So was it free?
Y'all niggas wasn't gonna tell me about the Sony car, huh? All this motherfucking, I done bought every Bluetooth and TV. Niggas ain't emailed me not one time from Sony and said they were finna drop this. Where's the fucking keys? I ain't even finna do no more talking. Give me them keys or whatever the fuck. You want some DNA? Motherfucker, huh? Huh? Y'all niggas wasn't gonna tell me.
Where's some DNA?
Listen to what this astronaut says about space.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
Because they never went.
That's not an 8-year-old's question. It's my question. I want to know what I think I know. Because we didn't go there. And
exactly.
And that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going.
Listen to what this astronaut says about space.
Honestly, I don't think we went to the moon. I think that was just some bull crap.
Somebody tell me, what the hell was LeBron James popping on the sideline during the basketball game? He was sitting on a bench. He was beside his trainer. His trainer discreetly pulled out something out the bag, dumped something in his hand, and then gave him what it appears to be a pill. I don't know what it was. I ain't even about to say no crazy shit. But we all know LeBron James is pushing 40. Could it have been that new juice? Because after that, this man started playing out his mind. So that joint must have kicked in quick. I'm pretty sure it wasn't no perk 30. Y'all let me know. Here y'all go. As you can see, the trainer and Bron. What is that? Somebody explain to me, what is that? Exactly. It's been going around. Like I said, I'm not going to speculate what it is. But if it was something crazy, my only thing is, why would he do it on the court? So I don't know. But like I said, after he popped this joint, he went crazy. So that joint had to give him some type of superpowers. Leave y'all thoughts down below in the comments. I gotta hear what y'all gotta say.
Somebody in the comments said that smoke alarm beat in the background. I did hear that. I'm not gonna lie, I was hearing that. But this is weird. You're always doing some strange stuff, man.
I need y'all to understand what kind of black and what kind of old I am. I done found this lady's house, and if I ain't crazy, I think this is a eucalyptus tree. And I wanna...
What?
Yeah, it is. Ain't this a eucalyptus tree? I ain't never seen one in my life. I was just gonna steal it, but I'm gonna ask her, can I have some? This is amazing. If she's not home, it's getting stolen.
Uh-oh.
Is she black? It don't look like she black with all this bullshit in her yard. Hope she ain't no Trump supporter.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Charlotte Hornets, Panthers.
Hope she not a Trump supporter. Dang.
Ask her.
Uh-oh.
Is this Rosemary? Is this Rosemary? Child, the lady got... How are you? I'm leaving from playing pickleball up here at the rec center. Is that a eucalyptus tree? Yes, ma'am. Can I have some? I'll gladly give you a few dollars for it. I never seen one for one. And I said, Lord, you got everything. Oh my God, thank you so much. Now, girl, I'm finna get me some of this. I see, girl, don't throw it. Went by the road. I got some rosemary too. I just want a little bit. Yes, ma'am. You can give me the green apples too if you have. Yeah, that done cut out. I sure do. I sure do. Give me a little bit of that.
See, our planet used to be abundant.
Yep, just right here at the rec center.
Abundant
playing pickleball.
resources.
You should come up there. It's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We'll teach you how to play. This man gave me some cutters to get this off of him. Oh, my Lord.
So what is the benefits of this stuff though? I had to look it up.
Really? The weather took it out, and I mean I had to cut it all the way. That's why it grows like that. And you cut it down to the stump? Cut it down to the stump. And how long it took to grow for it to grow back like this? I don't know, because I've had it so long, I don't know. My word. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's where I like to put it. Yep. Hang over my shower. Thank you so much, and I sure do need the apples. I got some rosemary. Okay. That's all you got? This is amazing. Oh.
Girl. Take it and bunch it up like this.
Yes, ma'am.
And tie a rubber band around
give me that bunch right there. Don't cut that bunch off of there. And just tie a little rubber band around it.
Tie a rubber band around it.
Mm-hmm.
Go on top so
there you go. Cut that little piece that we already broke. And Lord, no, God gonna bless you. He already doing it, but you know, he gonna put you some more. Thank you so much. We come back and bring you something for Christmas. God say we have not because we ask not. Huh? Got me some eucalyptus today. Yes, God. I need y'all to understand what kind of black and what kind of...
That's what's up, man.
They just don't talk about it because I'm not on your label. I'm not a slave. I'm not wanting none of these slaves. So they don't talk about, you're the biggest slave. Like, NBA is like one of the biggest slaves in the game. He's one of the biggest slaves to them. So they're going to go crazy for boy. You feel me? They're going to make sure all the fake, all the shit I see on YouTube is fake views. All the fake, everything that y'all see on my dead grandmother is fake. It's for 1 million views, it's $4,000 cash on game on my dead grandmother. That's what these labels do. You feel me? They kick that out and they push that. They help it too because they pay like the radio $2,000 every station, every people they pay like $2,000 a pop to get the playing on things. So everything y'all listening to is just all altered. Altered means fake, that this was paid for so y'all minds can listen to this. I'm a real, so they can't get me with that. You feel me? I don't listen to. They just don't talk about it because I'm not on your label.
Hey, Rashad Jamal did say something about that too, that how they be playing for views and stuff. I believe it.
This is why I started to drink hot water after living in China. Let me start with first, when I was in New York, living at home.
This is 100% factual. In traditional Chinese medicine, in traditional African holistic practices, as well as traditional Korean practices, it is said that cold beverages lead to a cold womb. And we do not want a cold womb. Why? Because it can lead to infertility, womb issues, stagnation, etc. And so in traditional Chinese medicine, traditional African medicines, we may say that coldness leads to less blood flow. That means that the flow of the blood is not optimized if we are having cold. But you'll also notice that if we are ingesting cold fluids all the time, our body has to regulate itself to come back to homeostasis. And so this is why holistic practitioners may suggest to have warm foods going through your body so that your blood can circulate better, okay? You can choose to listen to it, not listen to it. Just notice the differences in your body when you have cold beverages versus warm beverages. If you just start off slow and give it a try, maybe having tea every once in a while and see how that feels in your body. Maybe you can feel the warmth going down your throat. You know, when you have a nice, beautiful tea or a ginger tea, peppermint tea, notice how it feels in your body, yeah? And so always remember that cold beverages are said to lead to a cold womb.
This is why I started to drink hot water after living in China.
I guess we really don't supposed to be drinking cold water. Do be good though. Good.
Brain rot today has nothing on the shit we seen growing up. We grew up watching Uncle Grandpa. You have to be a real one to know this. This shit had no storyline. Just episodes. Our niggas growing up watching Skippity Toilet talking about brain rot. Bro, this shit ain't none. Ain't none compared to what we used to watch. Ed, and Eddie had every kid born before 05 in the headlock. You couldn't turn on your TV without seeing it. This shit ran so Skippity Toilet could walk. I got Quandale Dingle, okay? I guess that's cool. Your brain used to be fried after you finish a Fanboy and Chum Chum episode. A young nigga can't watch this shit, bro. His brain won't even know what the fuck to interpret. This is peak shows right here. The Ninja Low Taper Fade meme is peak. Y'all got that. But brother, when I tell y'all can't fuck with us though, it didn't get dumber than this, bro. You can't out brain rot a nigga who grew up on brain rot. Nigga, we invented this shit. You will watch a full episode of this and wonder where the hell 45 minutes of your life just went. Bro, this is the definition of it. Again, do I gotta keep showing shows or do you understand it now, bro? Brain rot today has nothing on the shit we.
There's something critical you need to know about the American food system. It affects all of our lives and has been overlooked for decades. Our government is letting U.S. food companies get away with serving American citizens harmful ingredients that are banned or heavily regulated in other countries. Even worse, American food companies are selling the same product overseas without these chemicals, but choose to serve us the most toxic version. One set of ingredients over there and another one here. Let me give you some examples. This is McDonald's French fries from the United States. It has 11 ingredients, but in the UK, there's only 4, and salt is optional. This one has an ingredient called dimethylpolysiloxane, and that can be preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin, and just happens to be the first ingredient in Silly Putty. This is United States Fanta right here. It's made with high fructose corn syrup, artificial dye, yellow 6, red 40, and sodium benzenate. In the UK,
a bunch
they
of
have real
chemicals.
orange juice inside, and it's colored with carrots and pumpkin.
Nah, see that's America.
And Skittles.
Y'all gotta do better,
10
man.
different artificial dyes here in the United States, plus titanium dioxide, an ingredient that's banned in Europe because it causes DNA damage. Gatorade, here in the United States, uses red 40 and caramel color. In Germany, they use carrots and sweet potatoes to color their Gatorade. M&M's has 10 artificial dyes made from petroleum linked to hyperactivity in children. Here in the United States and in the UK, they only use 1. And let's talk about Doritos.
Nah,
Doritos,
Doritos
this
got
bag
everything.
of Doritos from the United States has MSG and artificial food dye, but in the UK, it doesn't. And America's favorite cookie, Oreo's birthday cake, has 4 different artificial food dyes, and in Europe they use beets, spirulina, and turmeric.
Nice. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
worst of all, right over the border,
What? Cereal?
this box of Fruit Loops in Canada is naturally colored with carrot juice, blueberry juice, and watermelon juice. This American version has 4 different artificial dyes made from petroleum and the preservative BHT, which is an endocrine disrupting chemical linked to cancer. This is why I became a food activist. My name is Vani Hari, and I only want one thing.
Yo, shout out to Vonnie Hard. Shout out to her, man. She out here trying to save the people.
I
That's what I'm
want
talking
Americans to be treated the same way as citizens in other countries by our own American companies.
about. Indeed. Indeed. I feel like.
Over the last 60 years, almost all food additives have been created for one sole purpose: to improve the bottom line of the food industry and not improve our health. These chemicals are created to mimic real food, to make it easier and cheaper for food manufacturers to preserve their food, to make it last longer on the shelf, to help manufacturing, and sinister of all, to allow them to create products that are addictive in nature. We use over 10,000 food additives in the United States, but there's only 400 approved for use in Europe. Right now, we're at a critical moment where Americans are sicker than ever, and much of this is due to the alarming amount of chemicals in our food.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Clap it up.
Asking companies to
changes.
remove artificial food dye would make an immediate impact. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They already have the formulations, as I've shown you. Food companies have found in focus groups, children will eat more of their product with artificial dye because it's more attractive and appealing. Do you want to see the differences between? Yeah, let's open the box. Let's see it.
Let's see.
Let's see it. Let's see it. So this is the U.S. version right here. And this is the Canadian version. Here we go.
It looked the same to me.
And the worst part, food companies know the harms of these additives because they willingly remove them overseas due to stricter regulations to avoid warning labels that state it will cause an adverse effect on activity and attention in children, and due to other health risks like autoimmune disorders and cancer. This is one of the most hypocritical policies of food companies, and somebody needs to hold them accountable.
real.
The FDA is asleep at the wheel. They've admitted they're not capable of regulating all these chemicals in our food. And the food companies are using the lack of regulation to their advantage. Right now, I'm petitioning Kellogg's because the government hasn't taken up the issue. In 2015, Kellogg's announced plans to remove these dyes by 2018, but they never did, and they lied to us. Instead, they kept inventing new cereals for children with these dyes and preservatives, using the most popular toddler songs in movies to hook modern children of today, like Baby Shark cereal and Disney's Little Mermaid, targeting the most vulnerable of children. We have now close to 150,000 signatures on the petition to ask Kellogg's to finally serve Americans the same cereals they are serving in other countries. And I will be delivering these petitions to Kellogg's headquarters in Battle Creek, Michigan next month on October 15th. I hope you join me. Come with me. I need you. And because health is nonpartisan, I'm inviting both presidential candidates to join me. This is going to be a massive grassroots gathering to hold Kellogg's, one of the biggest, most iconic American food companies, accountable for this madness. We deserve the same safer ingredients other countries get. We cannot allow our own American companies to treat us this way anymore. We have had enough. It's unethical, and it needs to stop. Thank you very much.
Definitely need to end to this stuff, man. For real. Because at least, like, if y'all gonna keep us in the matrix, at least let us at least get healthy food, at least. You know what I'm saying? But they don't care. You know, they never did, and they never will. That's why everything's gonna catch up to them. That's why it's starting now. So keep going.
So I'm currently sat here with the spirit birds of the Wetawai tribe in the highlands of Papua New Guinea. These guys sit here by the waterfall, the sacred waterfall, protected from outsiders, from bad deeds, and they are pretty scary. You will not harm me. No?
Them niggas ain't scary, gang. Them niggas musty. from the cloth. That's that cloth musty. Then everybody want to look like Squidward. You knew damn well Squidward was musty than a motherfucker. He looked like a stinking ass nigga.
Yeah.
Stinking ass big nose. Any nigga with a big ass nose stink.
They stink.
That's God's way of telling you, bitch, go smell your motherfucking self.
Right.
So I'm currently sat here with this.
They musty. Oh, nah, that is funny.
Yo, gang, y'all seen this? It say, why are men becoming increasingly uninterested in relationships and marriage? That's tough. I'ma just say this, if you ain't got who you gonna marry now, you might not never get them, gang. Because the females nowadays are built different. And that is the reason why men ain't interested in getting married no more. You know, the girls ain't girling no more. They think they you now. Social media played a huge part of that. Cause once a chick realized that she don't need a dude, there's no stopping her. She gonna move however she want. So the dude gonna move however he want. And that's when it starts, gang. And I'ma say it cause a lot of you dudes ain't. The internet set the bar high for us fellas. Like, you know, everything a chick see online, they want. They could see somebody just did something nice for their girl. They gonna want the same thing, but better though. And if you can't provide that, that's where conflict starts. Or she gonna go find somebody that can provide that. And you talking about marriage? That's tough. And let's be real, a lot of people don't even got the funds to afford a wedding. You know, you don't want no 161 wedding. You want something nice when you tying the knot, right? Well, at least she do. And you know you ain't got the money for it. See them new Amiris that's dropping? Shouldn't be talking about some wedding? How you gonna talk about some wedding when denim tears about to drop? That's tough. And another thing, when you get married, that's when the cheating start, gang. Husbands stay getting cheated on, gang. So that's why men are scared to become one. If you don't believe me, just ask a married man, gang. Just ask a married man. Yo, gang, y'all seen this? It say, why are men becoming
9 foods to grow new brain cells from Dr. Shintani from Harvard.
Here are 9 foods and the nutrients that help produce BDNF. Number 1, blueberries provide anthocyanins. Number 2, red grapes provide resveratrol. Number 3, green tea provides epigallocatechin gallate or EGCG. Number 4, coffee provides chlorogenic acid. Number 5, turmeric provides curcumin. Number 6, chia seeds, flax seeds, and fatty fish provide omega-3 oils. Number 7, dark chocolate provides polyphenols and procyanidins. Number 8, lion's mane mushroom has hericenones. And number 9, Bacopa monnieri has bacosides. All of these nutrients stimulate the production of BDNF. For a list of 10 supplements that help the brain, get my free ebook, Health Secrets, at peacediet.org. I'm Dr. Shintani, for your health.
9 foods to grow new brain cells from.
Y'all, if the top of the pot starts spinning, what that mean? Like when
Are you brewing a demon? What are you conjuring from the pits of hell? That pot is telling you something, and the house is too. Discontinue that behavior immediately.
Y'all, if the top of the pot starts spinning, what?
Immediately. The way she said that. Discontinue the behavior immediately. Yo, that is funny.
I was Obama's favorite artist, but soon as I wasn't saying the things that I was supposed to say as a rapper, our connection faded.
Kanye said something in this interview that really had me thinking deeply. I have said this before and I will say it again. A lot of time we listen to Kanye with a judgmental attitude. But if you empty yourself and get to listen to Kanye, I guarantee you will see him differently. This man is a genius. When Barack Obama became president of the USA, we cried and danced because many of us thought he was our last hope to fix every problem. But that wasn't the case. It turned out that Barack was just a tool the elites used to silence black people. Kanye explains how the elites used the technique called Black Lives Matter office manager to fool us using Obama.
What's a BLM manager?
Black Lives Matter office manager. It's basically you get a semi-influential black person to become the face of a white company.
Yeah. It's actually the same technique these big companies like Adidas and Nike use, especially on the black community. Since their primary aim is to control us and not help, they will use some of the most influential people from our community and make them the faces of their companies. Kanye says it's no longer about talent or who is more logical, but who is more influential.
They actually would pick artists that were less talented than other artists based on their influence. I was Obama's favorite artist, but
Kanye always been speaking his truth though. That's what I like about him, man. He gonna speak his truth. He gonna let it be known.
I don't know about y'all, but like I'm fucking tired of living in this reality. I see how everything has been constructed and implanted, and it hurts my soul because this is not the world I want to be in, but for now it is, and I know that the world I'm currently existing is crashing and falling and burning, but I just don't know when. I just don't have the specific date as to when we're going to start seeing those changes, and I don't know exactly what those changes are, but I know that it is to free mankind. So if the point is to free mankind, that means we probably won't be enslaved by money, by our jobs, by a bunch of shit that isn't even real. It is such a smart system that is meant to keep you tied to a loop. It's fucking fascinating. It is so absolutely incredible how we're all stuck in this third physical dimension, and it's all in the mind. All the limitations are in the mind, and whatever's in your mind is going to be projected onto your reality, and it's fucking exhausted. I'm tired of knowing all of this stuff. I'm tired of knowing all this stuff because I can't exist in this reality anymore. It makes no sense. I don't know why I'm here. I look at the people, and I can look at the people, but they're not on the same dimension. They're not on the same frequency as me. Like, how could they? Like, we don't think the same. We don't have the same views. We're the same thing. We're the same consciousness. But holy fucking shit, you see, this is why I can't do this anymore. I don't know about y'all, but like I'm fucking tired of living in this reality.
I feel it though.
I see.
We need changes. We need it now, especially the ones that can see. We tired of it. Everybody tired of it. You know, just in the same loop over and over and over. Like, we gotta put a stop to this.
Y'all, the planet is literally leveling up in front of our eyes right now. It is going through some major changes. Have you guys felt that? The shifts, the energy, This planet is literally leveling up right in front of us, and we are going through this as well. Let me show you what the clouds in the sky have been looking like as of lately, y'all. I told you guys, this is Lisa Frank. This is our live. These are real clouds over Iceland, you guys. This is early in the morning in Iceland. Check this out. This is crazy. It's like God is breathing back life into this earth. You get what I'm saying? Just like Moana. Remember Moana? As soon as she put that green stone into her, she came back to life.
Mm-hmm. That was dope, man. I love that movie, man. Every movie right there, right? Such a good movie. That is beautiful, man. Just like our planet is magical, just like this.
Now check this out, because this right here is in Alaska. What is going on, y'all? This is Alaska. Don't worry, I have different angles of this majestic phenomenon. Look at this. Like literally, it looks like God is just breathing back life right back into the earth. Look at that. Yeah. Oh my goodness, y'all. It looks like crystals, right? Look at. So y'all gonna tell me that nature doesn't mirror itself? It doesn't look like this like in Arizona? Look at that. All those clouds mirror the cave in Arizona. Y'all see that? And what is this? What is this, y'all? It's illuminated. I don't know what that is, but it's something. I'm telling y'all, man, what a time to be alive. This right here is supposedly the sun.
That is amazing.
The sun is packing all that energy. Y'all see that? But I just wanted to show y'all some of the things that's happening on the planet. Check this one out over here. Our planet is leveling up right in here, right now. Let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's continue to get this shit. Peace out. Y'all.
I love seeing stuff like that, man. That's how you know the change is here. It's definitely here, man.
If a Caucasian has a body mass more than 25, then he'll start running into problems. He's getting overweight now. South Asians, 23. 23! Your body mass index needs to be less than 23. Your blood pressure needs to be less than 130/85. A Caucasian can handle 140/90. You can't. You need to know this. So when you go to a doctor, it's not one treatment for all, which is what we tend to do. South Asian walks into my office, a black guy walks in there, a Hispanic walks in there, a Caucasian walks in there, everyone treat them all the same way. You can't do that. You see, so if a Chinese guy has high blood pressure, he's going to get a stroke, a hemorrhagic stroke. At the same blood pressure that the Caucasian will have nothing wrong. And at that same blood pressure, the poor black guys, they get kidney failure. Go to the dialysis center, you'll see it. So these are ethnic genetics that cause different phenotypes with the same degree of disease. Something going on here because we are all made different. Your genetic background is totally different than the genetic background of Caucasians or Latinos or blacks. They all have their problems. So when a black guy comes into my office, I'm really worried about his blood pressure, and the first test I'm going to order is a kidney test because his creatinine is already elevating at 140/90. The Chinese guy that walks in, and if he says, I got this intense headache here, he's got a stroke, he's got a hemorrhage. So you got to know some of these things. If a Caucasian has a body mass more than 25, then he'll...
Would you try this ride? It's an 8D ride. It's gonna be crazy. Whoa. What is that, China? Is it China or something?
This is how you repent. The Kundalini is how you repent, how you turn around. and go back up. Changing your thinking by thinking up towards your divine nature. Okay? Chitta, sin, is mistakes. We're all born into a realm of mistakes. You can't live down here without making mistakes. See, until you live in the world and not of it. See? When you're hooked up to your spiritual nature, carried from within, then you're through with left, right, left, right, left, right. Negative, positive, negative, positive. That's a mistake. And you're down here on a three-dimensional plane where conflict makes for activity. So you're supposed to make mistakes until you wake up and realize who and what you are. Then all mistakes are canceled. You know, there are no more mistakes for the divine being. He and she would be then divinely guided. This is how you repent.
So this man's saying that he don't got to use no credit card or nothing to pay for this water right here.
Oh, I didn't know if you needed help or anything. Bye.
Oh, I got my, okay, thank you. Whoa, wait a minute. What barcode? Hold on.
So what barcode?
Soon you will be able to pay for groceries at every Whole Foods in the U.S. with just a swipe of your hand. Amazon says that the Pay by Palm technology will be at all of those stores nationwide by the end of the year. Customers just have to hover their hand over the device to pay. This method is already being used at 200 Whole Foods locations across 20 states, and you can also find it in other places, stores like Panera Bread.
So I'm going to show you how I pay for my drink here in China. We can carry that.
They want this everywhere.
So I use my... You see that? All I used was my hand, and that was it.
So this man's saying that he don't got to use no credit.
Was that the... Ain't that the art... Whatever that... Y'all know that chip that you put in... I think that's what it is.
The main ingredient is water. Sunkist begins with small batches of soda concentrate. This bright orange liquid contains all the flavor for the soda. Once those have dissolved, the mix is pumped over to a 5,000-gallon tank. Before being pumped to bottling, a small cup of the soda concentrate is poured from the tank and sent to the lab for quality testing. Carbonation jazzes up the orangey juice with tasteless carbon dioxide. It's then transferred under pressure to super fast filling machines. Up to 300 bottles a minute are filled with Sunkist soda. Caps are quickly twisted in place by another machine, sealing in the fresh, fruity flavor. The cold bottles then ride under a warm shower to bring them up to room temperature to help prevent condensation during shipping. Labels are applied with a touch of glue. Then the bottles are packed into cases. Sunkist squeezes more than 1 billion glasses of this liquid sunshine every year. Many of these bottles and cans will be sucked down during the summer. It's no surprise that the sunniest season is also Sunkist's busiest. And Campbell sells nearly 2.5 billion cans of soup each year. Costs and sell its soup for just 10 cents a can. Joseph Campbell started the company in 1869 selling preserves.
But the problem was it weighed too much. And so he was trying to think of ways to bring down the cost of shipping. And he theorized that if he took out half the amount of water in the soup, that would, make the cans weigh less. The soup was called chicken with noodle, actually, and the soup wasn't doing that well when it first launched, and no one could figure out why. And the decision was made to advertise it prominently on Amos and Andy, the radio show. Inadvertently referred to the soup as chicken noodle soup. And lo and behold, a few days later, Campbell was inundated with calls for the new chicken noodle soup.
Campbell's quickly changed the name to Chicken Noodle, and today it remains their #1 selling soup. It's made in Paris. In Paris, Texas, that is. Here, the massive Campbell's factory, and Campbell sells nearly 2.5 billion.
Red Baron Pizza is the #1 preferred pizza brand within the United States.
The dough's deposited into long pans with small hollows, sized just for deep dish mini pizzas. A hydraulic press stamps the deep dish crust so it's ready for a short bake in the oven. Once cooled and depanned, the mini deep dish crusts are ready to be topped. A special sauce applicator reads the size of each mini and drops just enough sauce, about 2 tablespoons, to cover it. Still, tons of tomatoes go into the process. And of course, pizza wouldn't be pizza without the cheese. Red Baron doesn't simply sprinkle the gooey topper on, they really lay it on thick.
It takes the milk of 16,000 cows per day to give us enough cheese to make the pizzas. For the mini, we have a thinner shred rather than a thick, flat shred. It will melt better on the product.
A quick melting process ensures the cheese sticks together and stays put.
The
minis end their journey by riding out the storm inside a blast freezer. The pizzas come packaged with their own microwavable tray, one for every 4 minis.
Red Baron Pizza is the #1 preferred pizza brand.
What a sick.
In anime, have you ever seen like Naruto and they're like holding up like movers and these things?
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated with these things as a kid. I was like, they're doing something. They're definitely on some shit.
Yeah.
So doing some research, I come to find out that they're called mudras, and this is how you channel energy of the body. So like, if you was to hold this mudra, it's called like a transformation mudra. You hold it right here, it activates the solar plexus, which I was telling you earlier, and then just cultivate like more willpower and personal power within yourself. Doing that, you'll start to feel things, or you'll start to feel yourself go places. Essentially, in anime, have you ever seen like Naruto and they're like holding up?
That's crazy though. They always put the truth right in the cartoon, the movie, every time. And people just let that go right over their head, man. It's just that's how it be. Oh, that's entertainment. That's just a movie. That's just a cartoon.
Before we get into anything, let me ask you something. What's the yellow and black? Is that your logo?
That's the logo. That's the brand.
I think I dreamed about being here last night.
Really?
Like, yeah. So last night I had a dream that I was like in the cave, like with my son, and there was a snake right here, and the snake was black with a yellow stripe.
Okay.
Yeah. So I go and get my son. So we pull back more rocks, and there's nothing but black snakes with yellow stripe. And in there, I literally saw myself at a table, and I had my hat on. I didn't even know like your colors were like yellow and black.
Yeah. Does that mean that we're gonna snake you and so? Is that like we're bad? Are we the bad guys?
So actually, snakes in spirituality, it means health.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Religious shit will always like base it in some sort of evil.
Well, of course, because they want to switch the way you think about it.
Yeah.
But think about Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Snake is a symbol of healing. Before we get into anything, let me ask you something.
That is true. They even show it on the hospital thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Dang.
In anime, have you ever seen like Naruto and
You know what's strange is that the further north you go, the higher a rainbow will arc. I mean, this guy literally has to pan up because of the height of this rainbow. I wonder why that is. Do you know why that is? Here's just an example of what I'm talking about. When you travel just several hundred miles south of New York to Melbourne, Florida, not Australia, you see the arc of that rainbow seems to be much longer and flatter. And thanks to the Nature Channel, since apparently none of us are allowed to actually...
Yo, that look crazy though, I ain't gonna lie. What the heck?
Us with a nice, really flat rainbow down south, as far south as you can go. Now, I wonder what in Earth could be causing this. It's almost like we have some sort of protective dome over us, and the closer you are north in the center, the higher that dome would be above your head. And the further south you go to Antarctica, the closer that dome would be to the ground. It's kind of like this wine glass, which is taller and more narrow at the top and produces a taller, more arced reflection. Yet when you get to the outskirts, it's really low and wide reflection. Strange. Do you ever notice how rainbows aren't round all the time? Kind of like they take on the shape of the medium that they are shining through. But what's that medium that they're shining through outside that we see a rounded rainbow all the time? Again, it's almost like there's some sort of rounded medium above us. Strange. A medium that when the timing is right, aka the April 8th eclipse, you can actually see through that medium to the actual sun that is projecting to the sun we see. But Tyler, we live on a globe. It's just the curve of the earth and the different parts of north and south that are creating this different arc. Well, how come the further south you go, the lower it gets, and the further north you go, the higher it gets? If you're going to two opposite ends of a ball, shouldn't they do the same thing? Think about it. And think about how the only way I could reproduce a curved rainbow in my house was with a curved surface. What's curved outside? But of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. I know that this is just something that crazy conspiracy theorists believe, and we live on a spinning ball, and I evolved from a chimp. Entertainment only. If you guys want to find more information on this,
the book is from 1589. It is a book on demonology, written by none other than James I, or King James, the man who would have the Bible printed that carries his name. He wrote a book on demonology and witchcraft in 1589.
Have y'all heard this about King James? King James was into witchcraft. So I Googled it. This is the first thing that came up. King James sought to prove the existence of witchcraft to other Christians through biblical teachings. Demonology.
The book is from 1589.
One, if you have people who are singing your songs word for word, if you're a hero in your hometown, if there's people who have regular jobs who are coming out in the rain, in the snow, spending their hard-earned money to buy tickets to come to your shows, you don't need this right here, I promise you. You already won.
Hey, that's the realest thing Drake said. I ain't gonna lie. That's the realest thing I ever heard Drake say.
Where the fear of being seen and the fear of success come from. Both come from an open fawn response in your nervous system. So in a fawn response, your system says, hey, the best way that I can defend myself in this situation is to be non-confrontational. You know that you have a fawn response if you people please, if you procrastinate things, if you start projects and don't finish them, and you're super aware of that process. Struggle with boundaries with people, you say yes when you mean no, and you really, really dislike being judged. In a fawn response, because your system is protecting you by agreeing with other people in order to stay non-confrontational, to not be in a fight, what happens is that in time your subconscious learns to just agree with everything that's coming at you. The problem with that is that when you're being judged and people are thinking negative things about you, your subconscious takes that in as truth. Which is why people with a fawn response have a fear of being seen and sabotage success. Because if you allowed yourself to fully be seen by posting to social media, by being vulnerable in the relationship, by going to the gym, by, doing your hair and makeup, right, whatever it is, that would make you a threat, and your subconscious knows that you have no way to defend against other people's judgments. So you stay small, you avoid doing the thing and procrastinate it, and you start to isolate yourself from social situation because your system just needs a break from all the inundation of other people's judgments of you. which can also show up as posting and ghosting online, where you post something and then just like hunker down and can't look at anything that comes in through it, or maybe you delete it afterwards. It also looks like flaking on plans that you made with friends because when you made the plans, were not deep in the fawn response, but you at the time of the plans are deep in the fawn response and you don't have the bandwidth to protect against that stuff. It looks like avoiding launching the business because you're afraid of what people will think as you are launching it. When there's an open fawn response, you will sabotage your own success over and over and over again because of this fear, because the fawn response is designed to keep you the underdog, which is why the fawn response is the biggest block to manifestation. Hop on our free training on how to close your stress response so that you can finally manifest the life you crave. Where the fear of being seen and
It sounds like Trump about to have a busy first day. What y'all think about this?
With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. And I will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation, get transgender out of the military and out of our elementary schools and middle schools and high schools.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
And we will keep men out of women's sports.
They should have been did that. Why
And that will likewise be done on day one. Should I do day one, day two, or day three? How about day one, right? Under the Trump administration, it will be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
It sounds like Trump about to have a busy first day. What y'all think about this?
With a stroke of...
I'm 53, and if you're younger than me, I hope you've already learned this. If not, please listen. Start paying attention only to how your life feels to you and forget completely about how it looks to others. It only matters how it feels to you. And if you want to protect your peace, that's what you have to do. Don't accept things you know you don't stand for.
Yeah.
Don't make yourself smaller for anyone.
Right.
And consider your thoughts. Every single day, consider your thoughts. Because the life you have right now today is an exact reflection of what you were thinking about 5 years ago. Look around. It was all a thought that you had at some point. Protect your peace, protect your thoughts. Don't let anyone matter more than you do to yourself. And that's a harsh statement. Your family would disagree. Your spouse might disagree. Your kids might disagree. Your coworkers might disagree. But you are the only person who is going to advocate for you. Make choices every single day that reflect who you truly are and who you truly want to be. And if the choice that you're considering doesn't match that, stay true to you. You'll be so much happier. I'm 53.
Your pan looks like this. It's probably
this is a
messing
good
with your
hack.
hormones.
Everyone should know.
And you're probably thinking that this isn't as good because it's not non-stick. But the little scratches on this are releasing up to 9,000 PFAS chemicals right into your food. So this is how to make this non-stick. Get the pan super hot. Pour a little bit of water in it. This isn't hot enough because it's just creating steam and evaporating. It's hot enough when the water forms these little beads and dances around the pan. Now you can add your oil and start cooking.
That's so cool.
Nah, that is cool.
If your pan looks
That's
like
dope.
this, it's probably messing with.
If you lose an adult tooth, a dentist will gently clean it off and preserve the roots. Then they clean the hole, getting rid of any damaged tissue. After that, they'll carefully put the tooth back in its place, making sure it lines up with your other teeth. To keep it steady, the dentist will attach a small splint to the surrounding teeth. Your gums and the tissues around the tooth will start to stick to the root again. Bone will grow around the tooth, keeping it in place. And in a few weeks, the tooth can work normally again. If you lose an adult tooth,
Look, y'all, Merry Christmas. You feel what I'm saying? Some of y'all did not wake up in a home with cooked food or presents under the tree. Fuck all that shit. You're alive to see another day, and that's the best blessing that God can ever give you.
Nah,
Fuck the gift.
for real.
Only thing that you need to understand, if you don't want to have Christmases like this, get off your ass, go grind and go get that shit and try it next year. You
Right.
always got next year, but you're alive to do it again. There's motherfuckers out here that's dead, people in the hospital and shit. People fucked up, bro. It's fucked up out here, man. You gotta count your blessings and shit and stop worrying about what the fuck you ain't got and worry about what you have.
Indeed.
What we do know is that mayonnaise is not pretty cool, considering mayonnaise is 70% oil. The Hellman's Mayo gets moving with a mix of lemon juice, spices, sweeteners, and 100,000 pounds of eggs a day.
No one's sitting cracking eggs, although at one time this facility did crack eggs by hand.
Instead, egg blends arrive today by the truckload and pump underground into chilled holding tanks. Now here comes the slippery part, creating an emulsion, which means getting the oil and vinegar to stick together. In a closed process, the ingredients emulsify by injecting nitrogen and whipping the liquid, making it thicker, fluffier, and white. It's a process so secret, we can't spread it around. What we do know is that mayonnaise is not cooked.
Everything's at pretty much ambient temperature, right around 70 degrees.
The creamy condiment fills over 300 glass jars a minute. When the tube tops off, it leaves its mark at the summit. The peak stays put even through shipping. Pretty cool considering mayonnaise is 70% oil. And when it comes to other ways to use mayonnaise, some people are a little harebrained.
It's supposed to make the hair soft. Put it up there and let it soak in for a while. I don't know. Never tried it.
What we do know is that mayonnaise is not.
God, check this out. Boom!
Whoa.
Built-in strainer.
Let's see if this works. Approved.
God.
Alright, y'all. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Got something from it, learned something new, all that good stuff. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.